Now, let's come to the biggest problem that teenagers are facing. What is it? Problems not areas are the biggest problems that teenagers are facing, which is the first hindrance for the career. What is it? Throw it. I mean, even if it is a wrong guess, no problem. The biggest problem of an youngster. No, the biggest problem of a teenager. Right now in 2018, starts from 7th standard. And that legacy is carried over like Olympic torch till 12th standard. Because in college first year, we have got some other different problems, we are ready for it. From 7th standard to 12th standard. Actually, this is not in my agenda. But I volunteer to speak about it. What is it? Stress. That's not a problem. Something that your parents are worried, your teachers are worried, teachers break their head out. Marks. Teachers are worried about marks. Teachers are worried about only your character building, not about marks. Activity. Attitude. That's all very easy, you know. Discipline, attitude, all those are easily solvable problems. Addiction. Interesting word. Addiction to what? To mobile phones. Mobile phone is a technology. Why are we supposed to get addicted to it? Siddharth? Social network. Smart. Actually two. Yours and his answer. Compare. Social media network. You have your, give me the pen. Give me the pen, I like the pen, man. Anything secret into it? Somebody very favorite gave it to you, so you're not going to do it. This is mobile phone. I want everybody to listen to me very carefully because this is a very important psychological mechanism. All of our brains are conditioned. From 2011, all of our brains are conditioned. And the condition mechanism is, the coding is reading like this. That is, every 6th minute, take your phone and gaze if there is any notification. Every 6th minute, take your phone, gaze if there is any notification. Every 6th minute, every 6th minute. A CEO of MNC does that. What is the difference between the person on the left and the person on the right? Alright, look alive. Being resourceful or being slave of resources. Being resourceful and being slave of resources. Slave of resources. Slave of social media. Slave of bad judgment. Slave of using smartphone. Slave of using unwanted applications like TikTok Musically. Slave of using redundant and unnecessary kinds of chatting methods. Slave of PUBG games. All this. And this guy over here, he is a resourceful person. Resourceful person. If I talk about him, you will consider him as an exhibition museum material. Because he is very rare to you. You know what this resourceful person does? Resourceful person reads a lot. Resourceful person researches a lot. That's what, Mr. Manikandan, I am researching a lot. I'm taking my mobile phone, I am researching. And when I am trying to research something in the Google, and when I am trying to research something in Wikipedia, all of a sudden my good friend comes up with a message. And I start chatting and towards the goal. He knows what to speak and what not to speak. If that resourceful person is a boy, he knows how to respect a girl. If that resourceful person is a girl, he knows how to respect a boy. They have got boyhood and girlhood, mutual respect to each other. Right? One thing you don't, or you have rather not understood about social media is its boomerang effect. What you do comes back to you. So many people are influenced. People are starting to relate what they are seeing over the phone into the reality. They see a kind of an attractive object into the phone and they materialize and they think that the attractive object is also available in the reality. And if they see that mythful reality, they act on an adversity basis and all the bad things happen. I'm conducting a study, my dear boys and girls, and that study really is a very important factor. I spoke about that particular aspect to your colleagues also, the 11th grade students also. Your mind has been conditioned with smartphone usage. Your mind has been conditioned with the social media network, the network that you establish. Almost about 89 students or 89 youngsters per se have committed suicide because of in connection with the smartphone, multimedia, social media, this, that, in the past 3 years. 89 is a very big number in the past 3 years. So I thought before even speaking about your career development and stuff, I take it as a team responsibility to speak about how to keep your emotions in check. Most of the time, our emotions are being enthralled and they are being occupied by somebody else. Every single there is a book called as The Art of Selling, written by John C. Maxwell. And John C. Maxwell mentions that in India, he speaks about India also in the book, in India, every 5th minute somebody is trying to capture the attention. Every 5th minute, somebody is trying to capture your attention. Either by advertisements or through the network or through hoardings or whatever it may be, in any means possible, every 5th minute your attention is being captured. For their business. But the point that John C. Maxwell makes in that book is that you either fall and pray for that or you are controlling yourself and pulling back out of that distraction. That's your choice, he says. I also believe in the same way. You see two people in that particular slide, and one person being so much calm, composed and smiling at you. And another person has almost turned as an evil. So both you and me are in either of these cases. We are either in the left-hand corner or the right-hand corner. But I don't want to take the personal question, where are you? I don't want to ask the boys and girls, where are you? I mean, are you belong to this category or you belong to that category? I don't want to ask that question, but I have got a very serious responsibility of speaking about this big problem. Resourcefulness and being slave of resources. You give a job to two individuals, person A and person B, and you tell the individuals that October 30th is the deadline. They have to complete the project and they have to finish the report on October 30th. Person A, he keeps calling you stating that I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, this person is not cooperating, that person is not cooperating, the internet that you have provided is not fast, the public address system is not good, this, that. He comes up with all these complaints. Person B is also having the same problem in terms of completing the project, but he never comes and complains. He finds out his own ways of, finishing it off. Even when the boss calls him and says that, see, this guy, person A is coming up with a lot of problems. Are you not having the same problems? He asks. The person B says, yes, of course I'm facing the same problems, but I have got various alternatives and ways and means of finishing it. He comes and says. On October 30th, we have person A submitting the report and person B submitting the report. Person A submits with lots of tears, vulnerability, and lots of catcallings. Person B submits very silently. But person B's work has been found effective and he's been rewarded. Now, what difference do you see between person A and person B? Same kind of resources, same kind of time, same kind of work, same kind of talent perhaps. But those two individuals, one person is very effective, another person is not very effective. Why? Now, in that, you first label this. Whom will you be labeling as a resourceful person and whom will you be labeling as resource slave? There are two categories, right? Resourceful and resource slave. Tell me, person A, person B, two individuals, and you've got two attributes. Attribute number one, resourceful. Attribute number two, resourceless, resource slave. Person A, what name can you give him? Person A. The person keeps on complaining. So, what can he be called? Resource slave. You're right. Tangible answer. And person B? Resourceful. So, you have this choice. Okay? And person A, if you are putting in a proper environment where he is alone, he is going to be enslaved by very many factors. He will be easily distracted. He will be easily demeaned. And he will be easily made believe that he is going to be a failure. But with person B, these things cannot happen. You just cannot make the person B believe that he is a failure. You just cannot make the person feel that he is going to be stumbling. The person always has got a focus. That's why he's called as a resourceful person. Irrespective of the technological lapse, irrespective of the logistics lapse, the person still comes up with a good work. That's called as resourceful person. Resourceful person, to your left, you're seeing on the slide, this guy reads a lot. This guy obtains a lot of knowledge. He tries to learn many things. He tries to go to new places. He tries to go and meet new people. And he tries to explore things. He would never allow somebody to call him as an inefficient, ineffective person. This person always puts his neck out to stay, that he's always going to be confident that nobody on the planet can make him feel defeated. Whereas the other person is always addicted towards some negative elements. He's addicted towards youth adversities. He's addicted towards some form of negative ailments. He's addicted towards social media. He's addicted towards smartphone. He's addicted towards all the bad things that are showing human evolution in a negative way. He's addicted to all that. So that's the difference between a resourceful person and resource slave. And I received complaints from some of the parents and some of the teachers from other schools, not from this school, because I live 445 kilometers away from here. So there are people who come for counseling and they come and meet me for various reasons. 5 days back there was a suicidal case and the girl was just of your age, 11th standard, 12th standard perhaps. The girl had very many reasons for killing herself. She was very insufficient in terms of making decisions. She was not okay with the decisions that her dad made. And when I spoke to the dad alone, the dad spoke in a different way. When I spoke to the daughter alone, the daughter gave a different kind of reasons. The daughter says one very tangible reason for her suicidal commitments. The effort for committing suicide. She says, my dad never listens to me on a proper basis. He doesn't even know what I think. What about your mom? My mom is a software engineer. She is not having time. I mean, she's having the interest but not having time. But dad, having time but not having interest. Now where can I go and bang my head? I'm the only daughter, she says. And dad found one particular friend whom she found out as a social media friend. Not very much comfortable. Her dad is not very much comfortable, and they got into a relationship, and right now there is a big fuming going on into the family. So whose mistake is this? You tell me. If I am subjugating you as a very good peer counselor for that girl, what would be your advice to that person? The person is not having a fear. She is a very talented girl and she has got a lot of traits. She is an aspiring aeronautical engineer. She wants to do aeronautical engineering. She wants to become a pilot. What advice would you give? And where do you solve the case? Is it a problem from the dad's side? Is it a problem from the mom's side? Is it the problem from the daughter's side? Father comes and complains that she is using the phone too much. Mother comes and complains that I hardly have the time to talk to dad, and that's why she's taking too much of advantage. And the daughter says that this guy is not having interest, and that lady does not have any time. What will you do? How will you solve this case? Because more than me, you have a lot of idea. Now, I have asked a question. Your mind comes up with the answer. And your inner conscious says that go for it, grab the mic and say the answer. And another piece of you says that just shut up. You're going to be embarrassed if you stand up and speak. Something same that girl has been experiencing. The girl is not able to make decisions, right? So you are also not making a decision. Break that one. So first and foremost, we are going to break the fear. So now, apart from the fear, we are going to speak about fear management. But apart from the fear, I'm curious, what solution you will give for this girl? I have also given a promise. I'm going to meet almost about 300, 400 students on October 20th in a particular school. They're all of your age and they will give you a solution. I have given a promise, so you're having it. Yes, Sindhu. Stop complaining and speak. Speak up your stance. Alright, that's a good one. Thank you, Sindhu. Stop complaining and speak up your stance. Okay. Very tangible solution, number one. Number two, from anyone else? Just like that boy has mentioned, you all can say the answer. If you're not able to crack up the fear right here, how are you going to crack up the fear that are going to come for accomplishing your career? If you're not able to do that now, how are you going to do that for the career? Don't worry, I'll help you. But I desperately need some answers, at least 3 or 4 answers. First answer he has given, so 2 or 3 answers from other people. You speak to your father and mother about justifying why you are using smartphone, why you are living the life that the way you are living. But right now you are not able to speak. Why? In the public atmosphere, a grade 10 student, a grade 12 student, the person is not able to speak by holding the mic. What does it mean? Is it fear? Choice 1. Is it shyness? Choice 2. Is it misjudgment? Choice 3. Or is it fear of rejection and embarrassment? Choose the best answer. Out of these 4 choices? Or choice 5. None of the above, Mr. Manikandan. You don't know us. We have got a different problem. You idiot, you don't know that. Only us. Okay, I rest my case. Any choices? How many people in this room say choice 4? It is fear of rejection, fear of criticism. If I stand up, if I hold the mic and people during the lunchtime, they will make fun out of me. How many people say choice 4? There is fear of rejection, fear of, okay, right? But still you are doing MC with a lot of courage. I really appreciate it. Okay, one girl mentioned that the master of ceremony, another than the master of ceremony. Choice 3, what was choice 3? Last time it was your birthday, right? Yeah. What was choice 3? 1 more month for your birthday. Wow. Okay. So, choice 3 and choice 3 and answer. What was choice 3? What is it? Misjudgment. I don't know the answer, sir. If I say an answer, if it is going to be tough, if it is going to be wrong. Anybody? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Right. Speak out. Okay, thank you. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. I'm not conducting any philosophical class here to be wanting to get right, precise answers. Choice 2. What? Shyness. Oh, you're shy? Right. Okay. Choice 1, fear. Boys. All boys. See, fearlessly they are raising their hand for fear. Thank you, boys. Let's speak something about fear management. Did we speak the last time when we met? No, we don't even remember if we have met last time. So how can we speak about the topics that you mentioned? Okay, right. So look at these 5 boxes, my dear boys and girls. Fear can be bifurcated into most important 5 portions. Let's say, for example, I'm asking you a question, you are not able to answer, and you gave me the reason. So many people mentioned that it is shyness, some people mentioned that it is misjudgment, some people mentioned that it is fear, some people mentioned that it's fear of criticism. And note, 75% of the people have not raised hand for any of these things. Okay, so then I'll have to conduct a research in the afternoon, so as to know about those 75% of VIPs out here. First one, phase 1, define. Phase 2, imagine. Phase 3, eliminate. Phase 4, transform. And phase 5, execute. Let's take a couple of fears. What are the fears you have?
Darkness.
Fear of darkness. That's a phobia. Thanks for answering the question. Fear of darkness, as she very personally mentioned. So that's not a fear, that's a phobia. Okay, point number 1. Any other? Fear of failure. Fear of exam. Fear of criticism. Fear of exam. Fear of engine. Rejection. Fear of rejection. Fear of examination. Fear of criticism. Okay. Any other? We were born with only 2 fears. You know that, right? We were born with only 2 fears. Fear number 1, fear of falling down from an altitude. Fear number 2, if there is a blasting sound, you and me will jerk up. Alright? So these are the 2 fears that God has created all of us with. But the other fears, we were the manufacturers. Fear of examination, fear of failure, and fear of future. Robert Doyle mentions that fear of failure and fear of future are the two vulnerable fears that are attacking the teenagers. You're the teenagers. Right? Beyond that, your age is 20, 23, 24. No, teenage, right? So, teenagers, fear of failure and fear of what? Fear of other thing? Future. So, these are the two major fears that are slashing the performance of teenagers. Speaking about career goal, all that is later. But fear management is the key here. So therefore, the first step in fear management is, let's say for example, fear of darkness, fear of examination, fear of rejection and criticism. We'll take these three things: fear of rejection, fear of exam, and fear of darkness. Okay? Step number one is define. The point is, the person has to define what the fear is all about, first of all. If I have to speak to her, I'll ask her, okay, what is that specific thing you are afraid about darkness? She will say, the specific thing, the appearance itself is really rattling me. And going to the other person, I'll say, what is the specific thing in rejection? Why are you so scared about fear? Why are you having this fear of rejection? I don't know why. When somebody is rejecting my point, I feel so sad. So in the way, he or she will come up with a lot of points when you are analyzing. And the point is, when you are analyzing, half of the fear will be gone. But you're not analyzing. You're not taking the first step even. So the first step is define the fear. Let's say for example, stage fear. I am not able to come to the stage. If you give me the mic and if you ask me to speak in front of the 200 people, I will not be able to speak. Okay, define that particular fear. The person is not able to define the fear. But if you define the fear, slowly you will appear that the fear is a myth. It is not even a fear. So defining the fear is the first step. What is the second step? Imagine a life without that fear. This is the crucial thing. Here, you are giving an input to the mind because your mind is so bored and your mind is so much conditioned that with this fear, the mind has always been living a life with this fear only. So second step is giving an imagination as if how you will be behaving without the fear. You have to see that first in here. Only then it will happen on the ground in the reality. But you have never done that. Imagine a person without fear of rejection. How would you look like? How would you feel like? How would you behave? Imagine a person without fear of criticism. How would you look like? How would you feel like? Imagine a person without darkness. How would you look? How would you feel? I would go freely everywhere. I don't have any darkness fear. So likewise, if the person starts giving a new image, the mind slowly takes a U-turn. And what is the third one? The third step. What is the dictionary meaning of illumination? Light, right? So you are illuminating. You are illuminating your mind as to how you are going to live without the fear. That is, giving introduction. For one instance, you are breaking the fear and you are trying to go to the other side of the tone, other side of the fear tone. Illuminate just means one time, just one time, taking a step against that fear. We are going to practice that now. There is going to be an assignment right now, a small activity. And after this activity, we will see how many people are going to come to the stage. We will apply all these 5 steps, my dear boys and girls, in order to crack a fear called as fear of appearing on stage. Because I can't think of any other example over here. I'll tell you how and I'll tell you what. Okay? So then the next one is illuminate. Illuminate means taking one step further in order to make your mind understand that without this fear I can survive. And what is the fourth step? Transform. During the first time of illuminating yourself, your mind will automatically get transformed. It will try to automatically get transformed. It will try to have a different kind of a feeling and you will start doing that. Last one. Make it as a part of your life. One time on a trial and error basis, you tried, you were finding it successful, so make it as a part of your life. That's called as execute. Theoretically, I have explained. Now, we are going to practice this. Are you ready? I'll give you 3 or 4 statements. Okay? Let's say, for example, you all people are graduates out here, not school students, graduates out here. And I've got a team of people who are going to hire you. Team of people from the HR divisions of multinational corporations. And they are lined up onto the dais. they say that we want to test the courage of the individuals. Whoever comes and stands on the stage, we are ready to take it as a grand information that the person has got courage, and we are ready to interview that person's only. Okay? You badly need the job. But the point is, you have the stage fear. You don't have the courage to go to the stage and stand. You don't even know what those people are going to do. Are they going to make you talk something? Or are they going to really put you in a particular situation where you are supposed to make a presentation or something? Things are uncertain, therefore you are having a very big fear. Okay? Now, we are going to execute the first 3 phases out here. I'll be giving you 3 or 4 statements. You just write down those 3 or 4 statements. First, write down those 3 or 4 statements. Statement number 1. Already statement number 1. It's possible. Statement number 1. Yeah, you can use the document. And it has been prepared as though it is given a permission for taking some notes. You can use that too. Statement number 1, it's possible. Statement number 2, I can because I believe I can. I repeat, I can because I believe I can. Statement number 3, it's not over until I win. It's not over until I win. What is the first statement? Loud and clear. Second statement, loud and clear. Third statement, loud and clear. Beautiful. Take the last statement. Self-depreciation is a crime. Self-depreciation is a crime. When you tell yourself you cannot do it, you don't have the stuff, you don't have the strength, don't go there, don't do this, don't listen to this, you will fail. All these are what? Self-depreciation statements. So please understand that all these self-depreciation statements are crime. Now, idea is, this tripod, this podium, everything is going to be removed. Okay? When I say now, whoever wants to come to the stage and prove a point that you have got the courage, you come to the stage and occupy the entire dais. Don't look into your friends' faces. Don't look into the right and ask, will you be along with me? Don't look into the left, are you coming with me? Talk to yourself alone. This is a role play. Let us imagine it as a hypothetical situation. There are multinational corporation executives out there and they want to test your courage. And whoever person wants to come and show the courage, show the wit, and if they come over there and stand onto the particular stage, it means those MNC people will be interested on your candidature. Now, after the announcement has been made, your mind says, go for it. But something inside you says, no, don't do that. It's a trick. It's a trap. Now I want you to use, I will be giving you some time. Time starts now. When I say time starts now, what you do is, you close your eyes. If you're doing this essays on a prudent basis, it's going to be a life-changing one. Please understand this. You close your eyes, and you have 4 statements, right? Please mean the statements and say to yourself, it's possible. What is possible? Going there and standing is definitely possible for me. What's the second statement? Because going there and standing in front of all the people, looking at every people, looking at every individual, looking at every pair of eyes, I can't do that because I believe I can. And what's the third statement? It's not over until I win. I am not going to settle down. I'm not going to go out of this particular hall without doing this activity because it's not over until I win. And if your mind, even then, if it comes and says that you cannot do it, then use the 4th statement. What is the 4th statement? Self-depreciation is a crime. Say these 4 statements once, twice, or thrice, and instantaneously, I'll give you time. And when I say now, the word now, if these 4 statements have given courage, stand up from the chair and come to the dance. Don't expect anybody else to come along with you. You just see how many people are going to make a visit to the dance. Okay, right? This is a real moment of fear thrashing. And every time when you are having a fear, you are going to do this particular exercise. We'll start the exercise now, okay? Right? Now come on. When I say now, your time is now. When I say this statement, your time is now, what you have to do is, if you have got the courage, stand up, come to the dance. And coming to the dance, you will not do anything. Just come, stand over here. Let us see how many people are going to come along with you. Let us see how many people are really thrashing the fear. Just stand along with your members. Look into chairman's face, look into every man's face, look into Ashwin's face, look into Rajji man's face, and then go back. That's all. Alright, okay? Let us make this particular simple exercise